to the first video of April 8th, 2020. Things are getting worse and worse as the time goes on and this virus continues. So listen to this. A man has been arrested for playing t-ball with his daughter and wife in an empty park. And I'll get into why this is so crazy. The headline's crazy as well. So this story is about a Colorado man who was arrested in front of his wife and 6-year-old daughter for playing t-ball in a park. They said that he wasn't complying with the social distancing guidelines put in place. All right, so first off, welcome to Nazi Germany. Yeah. No, I won't stand for that. I don't want to get into some of the things I like about me, but I'm not even going to get into it because if you saw who I was off camera and some of the things I've done, nothing super bad, but I definitely resist this in a lot of ways. So some things my closest friends don't even know, but that's just part of being American and not even being sneaky. You have to be that way now, but advocating and being out there and open and really voicing yourself. But there are other things that you need to do as well, which help in the long run. But I'm not going to get into that too much. Anyway, I'm getting off the path. He was arrested in front of his family. First off, how embarrassing. Apparently, he wasn't social distancing himself from his own family, which he lives with. They're in the same house, so there's no point of social distancing. It's just ridiculous. These are just power-hungry cops, pigs, that think that they're somehow at the top just because they're in control of us. It's just like, I'm getting off path again, I'm sorry. If you haven't seen the movie that just came out, The Platform, it's just like that. The people on the top, one level above the next person, they literally shit on you. And you see that police are literally like one level above us, and they act like they're in control of the entire operation. When they're not, they're just as dead as us, just we're dead first, and then they're dead next. So, and the movie has some really great points of our society, and I highly suggest it. The Platform on Netflix, if you haven't watched it. I'm not supporting Netflix because I don't like them, but definitely go and watch that movie because it's very powerful. Okay. Yeah. More about the cops, actually. Just these pigs. We've tried to unite with them and show them what's happening, like I'm explaining to you right now. And many of them are good, but they vary so much even in their own groups. Like, just obviously they're people, their personalities differ, but the stupidity from some of them compared is just crazy. So I have a little story about this. I'm sorry again. So I had some cops show up to a bonfire that I had, me and my friends, and we were dumb enough and ran from them for no reason out in the dark, out into the dunes. And we didn't even have anything out there. Some people were vaping, but that was another group. We didn't have any alcohol or anything. Most of the people there was like 40 people. That's an exaggeration. I think it was more like maybe almost 30. Most of them left because they, for some reason, thought the cops were going to show up, which was pretty strange. So it was like 5 of us left, and we were just hanging out listening to music. Somebody runs up there, guys, the cops are here. We all take off running just because, and I can't believe I fell for it myself. Everybody started running, and I just ran with. And that was just kind of an awakening moment of something I've already even known, that don't follow the crowd, but it was exhilarating, and it was fun. So, but then, they just waited there for us at the fire until we got back. I thought they'd leave. And one of the cops was just the biggest power hungry. He was so short. He's like a powerful short guy, like short man syndrome or something. And he had such a big attitude and just the biggest jerk. I can't remember exactly. He said something smart ass, and I said something smart ass back, but it's on my bucket list to say fuck you to a cop like that. And I should have right there. I didn't even think about it. It wasn't going through my mind. I did everything right for that situation. And I gave him what he deserved based on the attitude I was getting. So I'm always usually that way. Based on the attitude that I receive, I put out the same thing. I usually never sold on my pride. But I put out equal based on what they're doing. So not usually over, which is a good thing. But definitely don't be under, and definitely don't cower down to that. All right, got off the map again. Sorry. It's just these cops, these brainwashed pigs, just like normal people who are assholes or asleep and don't see the truth, because people do too. The problem is most cops will go along with the tyranny because they feel like they're up on top, like I said, but they're just a level above us, so they'll be killed just as well. Okay, so this man was playing t-ball in the park with his family. He lives with anyway. They said he was in violation of social distancing, but a sign on the park said that it was open to small numbers of people, actually groups of 4 or less, I believe, as long as they were staying socially distanced. But this was 3 people, and they're in the same family. So in quotes, during the contact, none of the officers had masks on, none of them had gloves on, and they were in my face handcuffing me. They're touching me, said the poor man, emphasizing that it was one of the officers who was violating social distancing guidelines. There's a train going by my house right now. I went down and saw that the other night. It was really cool. So that's what the man said. That was his quote. And there is a video of this as well I'll put up. But that's all for today. I'll put it up right now. See you guys in the next video.
For throwing a ball to his daughter.
It was a former city council member who could not believe what he was recording.
In a park of about, 30, 40 acres. But apparently that is not allowed by Brighton.
Well, if you don't give us your information, we're going to put you in handcuffs in front of your 6-year-old daughter.
Matt Mooney is the 33-year-old dad who assured his daughter they were doing nothing wrong when police approached and told them they were violating the state's social distancing guideline.
She's like, Daddy, I don't want you to get arrested. And at this point, I'm thinking, there's no way they're going to arrest me. There's no way. This is insane. And, so I'm telling her, I'm like, don't worry, Daddy's not going to get arrested. I've done nothing wrong. Don't worry about it. And then they arrest me.
The sign at Donaldson Park says closed, but in smaller print says in groups of no more than 4 persons, parks remain open for walking, hiking, biking, running, and similar activities. Matt was just there with his wife and 6-year-old. He says it was the officers who were violating social distancing guidelines.
During this whole contact, none of the officers had masks on, none of them had gloves on, and they're in my face, handcuffing me, they're touching me.
I certainly don't think it's appropriate for a father to be handcuffed in front of his family.
Kirby Wallen took the cell phone footage and shared it with the problem solvers.
He's being taken away by the Brighton police for playing softball with his daughter in an empty park.
I think that there certainly needs to be an investigation of the incident and an explanation to the community.
Matt Mooney was released 10 minutes after being placed into the back of the patrol car, but says he still deserves an apology.
If we're going to go ahead and start arresting people for no reason in front of their 6-year-old daughter, you're just going to cause more problems later on.
Brighton police isn't commenting other than to say this case is under investigation, but Matt Mooney says this shouldn't be a complicated investigation. He wants a very quick and public apology. Rob Lowe, Fox 31.